Today we're going to talk about before and after case studies and how they impact your online marketing presence for your business.
This isn't just any podcast. This is your secret weapon for dominating the market.
This is the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast, and this is your host, Sean McMeen.
Welcome to episode 10 of Restoration Marketing Secrets. I am your host, Sean McMeen, and today we're going to talk about before and after case studies and how they impact your online presence. As you know, and you maybe know, maybe don't know, online content is an important factor that goes into representing your company as an authority for a specific service or services in your area, and case studies further emphasize that side of it. So before and after case studies, or I call them case studies, and this is what we use to help spread the word about jobs that our clients have completed in a specific area or location within their service area. And so what you're trying to do here is not only scream from the rooftop that you guys are amazing at water damage restoration or mold remediation or roofing or whatever it is that you do, but you also want to say, hey Google, we're amazing at this service, but here's a job that we actually completed and what type of service it was and the location of where that job took place. And it just further emphasizes and connects the dot for Google to understand that, yes, you do water damage restoration in a specific area, and here's actually a job that you did. And then back it up by requesting that review from that same customer in that location. And so it makes a clear picture for Google to understand everything you're trying to do for your company. And so what I want to do on this episode is share with you our process of how we capture these case studies, and then we turn them into helpful pieces of content to show Google exactly what our clients are doing and what you would be doing in a specific area or your team is doing. So this all starts with capturing the details of the job. Clearly you're using probably some sort of software to capture those details like Dash or Encircle or your own CRM, or maybe you're just using a Google Drive. To do that. There's many software solutions out there, but clearly you want to have a job name. You want to know the job type, whether it's water damage, mold removal, mold testing if that's what you're doing, crime scene cleanup, asbestos, COVID, disinfecting, remodeling, reconstruction, all of those details about the job. After that, you want to document, obviously, the location. When we create these pieces of content from these case studies, we don't put the exact address, but we put maybe the street or the actual city name and zip code. And then you want to talk about the date of the job, the date the job took place, and then you want to capture the details about it. So if you're doing documentation of the images, clearly you're going to capture the images before the damage, before you do the mitigation side or reconstruction. But you also want to make sure you're doing before and after images of similar angles so you can compare them side by side and have those before images and the after images to tell the full story of everything that's took place. At minimum, I would say one before image and one after image, but ideally you want to have multiple images to give a full representation of the job that you're doing for that homeowner or business. And so once you have those images, then you want to talk about the problem description. So what caused the damage? Why were you originally called by the homeowner or business owner to the property? And be as detailed and thorough as possible with that. Ideally, you can start with saying, the reason why we're called out to this home is because XYZ. And if you put it in bullet format, that's bullet lines format, it's easy to read. You don't have to go paragraph upon paragraph with this. Think about what it would be easy for the average reader to understand what the original problem was for this job. The next piece of that would be the solution. So with that, go into detail a little bit about what the solution was. So if it was a flooded basement, what did you do from a solution standpoint to stop the flooding, to remove the water, to bring in DUs, bring in fans, prevent the mold, all of those things that are related to the specific solution to that problem. Then you want to talk about the results. What were the results after the fact? Did you do the reconstruction side? Did you prevent mold growth in the home because of you did XYZ? All of those details is what you want to talk about, the results. So I like to think of this as a problem solution results type statement, and put it in a format that's not huge paragraphs written about all these details, because the average reader is not going to read that. Put it in a format that is easy to read, and you can do a paragraph and then do some highlighted bullets on each one of these sections of the problem. Do a paragraph about the solution, and then some bullets about the solution, and then talk about the results. Do a paragraph on that and talk about the results. And what you're going to do is take this information and turn it into a case study related to the primary service that you provided for this and the location where you did this work at. Now, you can turn this into a blog post, put it on your website, put it on social media, and promote it across your online profiles. You also want to embed this in a specific service area page or location page that you may have. So let's say the job took place in Chicago, right? And you already have on your website a page about Chicago and all the services you provide in Chicago. And so at the end of that page, you want to talk about jobs that you've completed in Chicago, and that this job would be like a call out or highlighted section with an image or before and after image, and you click on that, and then you go to the content piece that would explain more about the case study. And then on the case study, you want to link back to the service pages that you talked about, or the solutions that you provided. So if it was mold remediation, if it was mold testing, if it was whatever the service is, as long as you have a page for that, you want to link back to those services as you're talking about the details of this job within that blog post. So, and again, the purpose of all of this is you can stand on top of a roof with a megaphone and scream, "Hey, we provide water damage restoration services." But at the end of the day, you also have to have jobs and or reviews or those types of pieces that signify that you actually did the work and you are an expert in your field. And that's what these case studies start to do for you over time. Again, is this going to increase you getting 10 jobs tomorrow? Absolutely not. But what it does is it helps establish your company as an authority for a specific service in a specific area. And at the end of the day, that's how Google will recommend your company for people searching for that solution or for that service in a specific area. And that's why we do case studies. That's why we use it as part of our content generation strategy. These case studies are worth more than just a typical helpful content blog piece, because these are actually jobs that you did, and here's photos. And then you ask for a review from that person, whether it's a video review or you're embedding a video into this case study. It just further emphasizes your authority in a specific service in a specific area. And I've said that probably 10 times, and that is the whole point of this, is to establish that presence for that service in that area. So this is it for my short podcast about case studies, how you put them together, and how you interlink them in your overall content strategy. Hopefully this was helpful. And if at the end of the day you are doing jobs, you should be turning some of those jobs into case studies and promoting them on your website and across your social media channels to help build your authority in your local area. That's it for today. Thanks again for following along on this journey, and I will talk with you next time.
You've been listening to the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast. Sean's not here to just talk the talk. He's walked the walk. With a track record of helping over 70 damage restoration companies and engaging in over 500 conversations with industry owners, he's seen it all. From digital marketing triumphs to the most ingenious growth hacks, he's got the keys to the kingdom, and he's sharing them with you. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, for more, hit the website at restorationmarketing.com. See you next time on the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast.